I should have been home. That's what she thought anyway. If I hadn't spent months battling my suspicions, maybe I would have been. Maybe I would have been on the couch, oblivious, waiting for her to come back from a work dinner with that easy smile she always wore when she had a secret. But I wasn't home. I was here, standing at the back of an upscale restaurant, watching my wife celebrate a promotion with her boss. I shouldn't have been surprised. The late nights, the unexplained messages, the growing distance between us, like she was somewhere else even when she was sitting right next to me. I'd felt it. But seeing it with my own eyes, that was something else entirely. She laughed at something he said, her head tipping back in that way she used to do when we were happy. His hand lingered on the small of her back as he leaned in, whispering something into her ear. She didn't flinch. She didn't pull away. She had no idea I was watching. That was when I realized. She thought I was still the same husband. The cool, laid-back guy who never asked too many questions, never pushed too hard, the man she thought she could lie to. But she was wrong. As she lifted her champagne glass, smiling at him like he was the only man in the room, I stood up. The room went silent. The air thickened as I took my first step forward, and with a single sentence, I turned her celebration into her worst nightmare. But let me take a step back. This didn't happen overnight. For months, I felt something shifting between us. At first, I convinced myself it was stress. Her work had been insane, new projects, new responsibilities. She was tired, distracted. That's what I told myself. But then came the little things. She started dressing up more for work, buying new perfume, new lingerie. Before you think I'm some paranoid husband who can't handle his wife looking good, trust me, that wasn't it. It was the deliberate effort, the way she stopped caring what I thought. Then there were the late nights. At first they were rare, once or twice a month. But soon they became a habit. Always meetings. Always some urgent deadline that kept her out past dinner, sometimes past midnight. She was careful though. Careful not to change her routine too much. Careful to still kiss me goodnight. Still ask about my day. But those words, they felt hollow. Like she was playing a role, saying what a good wife was supposed to say. I started paying attention. Really paying attention. I noticed how she always kept her phone face down. How she suddenly had a password on it, one she'd never used before. I noticed how she'd step outside to take certain calls, her voice soft and intimate. I didn't confront her right away. Not because I was afraid, but because I needed to be sure. So I did what any man would do when he feels his marriage slipping away. I started watching. That's how I ended up here, at this restaurant watching her. I wasn't alone. I'd asked my best friend Mark to come with me, not for backup, but to stop me from doing something I'd regret. I sat there for a while just observing. I watched the way she leaned toward him, the way her fingers brushed his when she reached for her drink, the way she laughed, genuinely, effortlessly, a kind of laughter I hadn't heard in a long time. And then the final confirmation, the moment she placed her hand on his knee under the table. I didn't need any more proof. I stood up, the chair scraping loudly against the floor. Conversations died. Heads turned. Then I said it, loud enough for everyone at that table to hear. Congratulations, sweetheart. You must be so relieved I didn't find out sooner. She froze, glass halfway to her lips. Her face drained of color. Her boss, let's call him David, looked between us, confused then weary. He shifted in his seat, his body stiffening. Dubby, what are you doing here? She stammered, her voice barely above a whisper. I stepped closer, my voice calm. Too calm. Watching, listening, piecing together all the nights she came home late, smelling like cologne that wasn't mine. That wasn't mine, I said. She swallowed hard. It's not what it looks like. I let out a sharp laugh. That's the best you've got? You're about to toast your promotion with the man you've been sneaking around with for months. And I'm supposed to believe it's innocent. Silence. David shifted uncomfortably, looking anywhere but at me. Then I said the words that shattered her entire facade. You think I haven't known? You think I haven't seen the messages, the calls, the way you look at him? Her hand gripped the table, knuckles white. Please, she whispered, tears welling in her eyes. Not here. Oh no, sweetheart, I said, gesturing around the room. Here is perfect. You want to celebrate? Let's celebrate. Let's toast to your success, The kind that cost you your marriage. Mark placed a hand on my shoulder, a silent warning. I exhaled, looked at her one last time, and then I walked away. She followed me outside. Wait, please, she said, her voice shaky, desperate. Let's talk. I turned to face her. You want to talk? I asked. Tears spilled down her cheeks. I made a mistake, she sobbed. I laughed bitterly. A mistake? No. Spilling coffee on your shirt is a mistake. Sleeping with your boss for months, that's a choice. She broke then, sobbing and begging, swearing she hadn't meant anything, that she still loved me, that we could fix this. I wanted to believe her. God, I did. But the thing about trust is, once it's gone, it doesn't come back. You made your choice, I said, my voice steady. Now live with it. Then I got in my car and drove away. That was 6 months ago. The divorce is almost final. She tried to fight it at first, tried to convince me to go to counseling to rebuild. But there was nothing left to rebuild. She lost her job too. Turns out the company didn't take kindly to affairs between employees and management. David? He moved on to someone else. Because of course he did. And me? I'm okay. It took time, but I'm okay. There's something freeing about walking away from a lie. About choosing yourself over someone who never chose you. If there's one thing I've learned, it's this. The truth has a way of finding you. You can ignore it. You can pretend it's not there. But one day, it stands up in the middle of a crowded room and forces you to face it. And when that moment comes, there's no going back.